Good morning, everybody. My name is Marilyn Afrikaner. I'm the Faculty Academic Administration Manager for Health Sciences. My presentation will cover who's in the Faculty of Health Sciences, people and committees you need to know about. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the management structure within the Faculty of Health Sciences, the Research Directorate and the Faculty Postgraduate Studies Committee and support staff. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the management of the Faculty of Health Sciences. The Executive Dean is Professor Zukiswa Zingela. The presentation will be shared with everybody after the conference, but all the contact details, email addresses, telephone numbers are indicated on my slide that will be shared with everybody. So you don't need to take notes. Okay. The next is Professor Dalena van Rooyen, which is our Deputy Dean. Next in line is our Director of Learning and Teaching, which is Professor Yasin Ali, who's from the Department of Psychology. We can next slide. Our Acting Director of Research, which is Professor Paula Milariric from the Department of Environmental Health. Thank you. I'm the Director of the Medical School, Professor Fikile Nomvete. Thank you. Then comes our Director of Schools, Professor Ilse Trita, who is the Director of School for Clinical Care and Medicinal Sciences, who's from the Department of Pharmacy. Thank you. Next, I'm going to list the head of departments within the school. First is our acting head of department for emergency medical care, which is Ms. Nokubonga Krwentela. Thank you. Our acting head of department for medical laboratory sciences, which is Ms. Sipokazi Tigli. Thank you. Our acting head of department for the Department of Nursing Science is Dr. Nolundi Radana. Thank you. Our head of department for pharmacy, which is Dr. Mbali Luvuno Keel. Thank you. Our head of department for radiography, which is Ms. Razana Williams. Thank you. Okay, the next director of school within the faculty is Professor Zoleka Soji, and she leads the School of Behavioral and Lifestyle Sciences, and she's from the Department of Social Development Professions. Thank you. Now we go on to the head of departments within the school, Professor Annelie Grisse, which is the head of department for human nutrition and dietetics. Thank you. The next head of department is Mrs. Cheryl Swanepoel, and she leads the Department of Environmental Health. Thank you. The acting head of the Department of Human Movement Science is Dr. Aisha Kovadia. Thank you. The head of department for psychology is Professor Magnolia Nukobo Sitole. Thank you. The head of department for social development professions is Professor Viona Goliath. Thank you. And last, the program coordinator for the medical school, the medical program within our faculty is Professor Elma de Vries. Okay. Next, I'd like to cover a very important portfolio in our faculty, which is the Faculty of Health Sciences Research Directorate, which supports our M&D students. Thank you. Go to the next slide. And, Professor Paula Milariri, as indicated previously, the Acting Director of Research for our faculty. Thank you. Dr. Walbert Sibande, who's our Senior Lecturer and Biostatistician. Thank you. And Ms. Dimbeka Sidan Nani, She's associate lecturer and which is also the secretariat for the Faculty Postgraduate Studies Proposals meeting. Thank you. And our following support staff, Ms. Zukizwe Safile, that supports Tembeka and Professor Melariri. Thank you. And Mrs. Berthlin Muchon. It's also support staff within the research portfolio within the faculty. Okay. Next, we'll go on to the faculty academic administration. As indicated, I'm the manager for faculty academic administration and manage and oversee the academic administration for all undergraduate and postgraduate. I'm also on the faculty postgraduate studies committee meeting. So we assist students from admission until registration. Thank you. Ms. Fundiswa Kwangole. She is the faculty postgraduate secretariat. So if you have any approvals that need to come to the formal committee, Ms. Kwangole, you will submit it to her. Thank you. Okay, and this is also an important person and support staff within the faculty, our Faculty of Health Sciences librarian, Ms. Nobuzwe Bavuma. Thank you. The Faculty Postgraduate Studies Committee is an important meeting for all postgraduate students. At this committee, all postgraduate matters from admission to graduation serve for approval. The Faculty Postgraduate Committee members, academic and support staff, assist and help all master's and doctoral students in achieving their goals of obtaining their master's or doctoral degree. Below on the screen is a breakdown of our representatives from each department within the faculty that serves at this Faculty Postgraduate Studies Committee meeting. I'll quickly read through the representative for each department. For dietetics, human nutrition and dietetics is Professor Rosa Durant and Ms. Tracy Hatton. For environmental health is Professor Melariri. For human movement science is Dr. Aisha Kovadia. For medical laboratory sciences is Professor Nanette Smith. For nursing science is Dr. David Morton. For pharmacy is Dr. Ntokoza Damboza. For psychology is Dr. Alida Sanderson. For radiography is Mrs. Razana Williams. For social development professions is Dr. Navashni Perumal. For the medical school is Dr. Simo Zulo. And our faculty representative is Dr. Vilma Tenhem Paloy. So that covers our Faculty Postgraduate Studies Committee and our Faculty Research and Engagement Committee members for 2022. Thank you. My last slide covers the remainder Faculty Postgraduate, Faculty Research and Engagement Committee meeting dates for the year. We have our one for July will be this coming Thursday, but students can make their submissions to the August, September, October and November meetings. I've included for the proposals, we have different deadlines. It's usually 4 weeks before the meeting in order to give them reviewers enough time to read through the proposals. And then we have a separate new or a week before the meeting, 2 weeks, the M&D student matters, which will cover admissions, abeyance studies, extension in studies, examiner reports, examination panels, etc., which will usually serve at that committee for the agenda. And I've also included the REC-H closing dates for their meetings from the Faculty Postgraduate Studies. Our ethics proposals get submitted to the REC-H where required. And then I've listed also the Postgraduate Studies Committee, the university one. They have 4 per year. The next one is in August and the last one in October. And below I've listed for your information the secretariat for both committees, the faculty postgraduate MND student matters meeting secretariat is Fundiswa Kwangula, and then for all your proposals and FREC meeting agenda items go to Timbeka. Thank you. That covers my presentation. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marilyn, for those details that have been adequately captured. Thank you so much. We have a few minutes for questions. Let's take questions from those on site, and please, those online, you may please raise your hands, your virtual hands, and it will be picked up by those monitoring the system. But if there's any question from those on site, please, that you have for Marilyn, could we please ask that question now so that she can shed more light on the details presented? Any questions? Thank you.
Hi, morning, everyone. This is Itandile. I just want to ask Marilyn.
Yes.
All right. I just want to ask Marilyn, for prospective students who apply that we've recruited, let's say, as potential masters or postgrad students, who do the applications go to if we are waiting for them to get into the system? So maybe just to clarify, do they come to you or do they come to the postgraduate office for first-time postgraduate students?
2022, the process or the admissions, postgraduate admission portfolio has moved to the Faculty Academics Administration section. For 2023, all new applications are submitted online via the online application system for all MND and honors students. And if it's a 2022 applicant, it goes through to admissions, but we are accepting and we are facilitating the process for the capturing, because those applications for the current academic year will have to be processed manually, as all MND students can apply for admission anytime during the year. However, the current system with the online application can only handle one academic year application. So they, for the new applicants, must apply online. The 2022 applicants have to be submitted manually and can be submitted to our offices. We have a general mailbox that we can share with everybody. I can include it on my slide, where admissions, the documentation forms can be filled in with the U24 form. So all 2020 new application, manual application process, 2023 applications is submitted online only. And it is done by our offices. The admission of postgraduate applications are done by our offices. Thank you.
I can follow up a query with your office then if I have a student who hasn't really got outcome of their application.
And it also depends for which qualification the student applied for, but we have now started with processing the 2023 applications that were submitted online. But yes, we will be able, our offices will be able to assist in terms of progress of the application that was submitted. Thank you.
The floor here for Marilyn. Any questions? We still have 11 more minutes. Any questions from us here? Okay, are there virtual hands for questions? Okay, just a follow-up question to what has been asked from on-site delegates. So if an application is received by the faculty admin, so at what stage does it go to the department so that the department could actually verify and confirm, or it doesn't go to the department?
If I can answer, The documentation will go to the relevant head of department or program coordinator after our officers have completed the screening of the documentation by ensuring that all the compulsory documents have been submitted. For example, the academic record, the certificates, ID documents, and for some departments, the proposal as well.
Department should be forwarded to the faculty administrators.
Yes, please. If students have submitted the applications for 2023, all applications must be submitted online. So if departments maybe receive manual applications, then we will facilitate the process with the applicants to apply online. And I'll also share the faculty postgraduate admissions inbox where all postgraduate admission inquiries can be submitted to, which we will pick up on our side and reply accordingly.